On this week's episode, we talk about Nope.
And other pop culture news.
We just got back from watching the latest from Jordan Peele, this great horror thriller movie called Nope, which is definitely my favorite title for a film ever. It's very well titled.
Yeah, it's really good. What's his third horror thriller? He did Get Out. He did the one. What was the one? Last Us.
Yeah, he was just called Us.
Yeah.
Didn't he do Candyman? I don't think we saw that.
No. He might produce, but he didn't do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. This one he directed, and I think that girl did Candyman actually. Yeah.
Keke Palmer?
I don't think so. I don't know.
What girl?
A director girl. I don't remember.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah. No, this one is the third one that he directs and produces.
And writes.
And writes. And it did good. Again, there's the problems that come with trailers. There's mainly two theatrical trailers. I think the first one is perfect. Brings you, tease you enough to go to the theaters. Not spoiling anything. I think the second one spoils a little bit.
A little bit, but still not too badly. I didn't really have a great idea of where the movie was going, which could be because of my very bad memory. But it spoiled a little bit, but not too much.
Yeah.
He brings back Daniel Kaluuya for this film. It also stars Keke Palmer and Brandon Perea. They're kind of the main trio that we follow. There's a few other characters, but those are the main ones. And we're not going to spoil it any more than the trailers already did, because I personally super enjoyed it. I thought he took some cliches, some themes that have been done like over and over and over again, and turned them into something that was like new and very fun to watch. It was very scary sometimes. There were some great comedic moments. There's good character development. And one of my favorite things that writers do is when you start out with, there are things that happen in the beginning that don't seem important, but then as the film goes on, you realize that they were important, or they were giving you clues or setting things up. So it's just like really solid writing through the whole thing. It was a lot of fun to watch. Also horses.
Yeah. No, that was really good. And he's used almost all throughout the entire movie. You know, like you suspicious, you're scared of one thing, but you don't know what that thing is for sure. Which is
great.
And then at the end, he does this plot twist, which he didn't. I think he did on Get Out. He did really well. It was like a big twist. And I don't know so much about Us. I don't think Us was. I didn't think it was that good. But Get Out in this one, it's really good. Again, if you didn't see the trailer, don't see it. Especially the second trailer. It spoils something that's like, if you had no idea, if you only saw the first one, and the first one shows you there's this family that train horses in California. They train horses for being used in movies.
Yes.
And they start having issues on their ranch.
Just like weird stuff.
In the middle of the night, they have, light problems. They have winds, but that's the distinction of it. It cuts to a local farm where they do shows. Also, you don't see much. You don't know much about that. And shows what's his bucket? The Asian kid.
Stephen Yeun.
Stephen Yeun.
Yeun. I'm not sure how to say his name.
And there's some other cuts to some other people on the movie, but we don't know much. And for me, it's perfect because it makes you curious enough. It's like, this looks interesting. Without giving away any of the story, which the second one give a little bit, which I'm not gonna mention because I don't want to give it to you. You don't want to see, go see.
Yeah. In fact, that first trailer was so well done. When it started, I was like, oh, this looks like a really nice movie. Some Hollywood history, some horses. Like, this looks pretty fun and cool. And then Jordan Peele's name flashes across, and I thought to myself, nope, this is not going to be nice, and this is going to be very scary, and bad things are going to happen to these lovely people. And then the title flashes across, the title's Nope, and this is why I think it's so perfect, because, like, just your reaction to everything, and several times in the movie, just nope, 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 nope.
Yep.
Anyway, so yeah, the first trailer, really well done, and I wish more trailers were like that, because especially with a movie like this, the less you know going in, the more enjoyable of an experience it is to, just to watch the movie. Like, you really get to follow along with the story without waiting for things or anticipate. Like, you just get to go on the journey the directors and the writers want to take you on. Anyway.
Yeah, and there's some directors and some movies that you don't need to see the trailer. You know, if you saw the other movies from this guy, like you see other movies from some other directors, you might say, okay, I know this guy, I know what he does.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna like this. Technically, you don't need to see.
And that's all they needed for this. Just like a little bit of a premise. Like, there's people with horses. Something weird happens. Jordan Peele.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
Got it. That's all we
not
needed.
even that. You know, it's Jordan Peele is coming out with a new movie. You know, you just go and see. And if you like the other movies, you most likely gonna like. You know, you see the movie for the director, and people do that for actors. You know, it's like, oh,
Yes.
the new, I don't know, Tom Hanks movie. You know, because usually they stay on the same line of creative productions. You know, they don't go too far from what they usually do. You know, like Tom Hanks is always the good guy. You're never gonna see him on a sex scene, you know. So people go for the actor based on what they did in the past. So in this case of directors, yeah, I mean, we saw the trailers because you couldn't avoid to go to the movies, and then the trailer pops. Like 1,600,000 trailers before the movie. So we saw it, but that happens very often. Like Lightyear was destroyed by the second trailer.
Yep.
Also the marketing, also the quality of the movie. Anything. Anyways, a lot of it. But there's some stuff that you don't have to tell. You know, you got me on the first trailer. You know.
Yeah.
Like, I was like Thor. I was like, okay, you got me there. You don't have to say anything else. And sometimes the trailer steals some of the pleasures you're gonna see when you watch the movie. And but again, it's unavoidable because if you go to the movie, you're gonna see 16,000 trailers before the actual movie.
So for movie marketing people, the lesson is less is more. For everybody else, I hope you realize, like, the only complaint we really have about this movie was the trailer that was made about it. The actual movie is, like, really cool and fun and entertaining and scary, but, like, in all the best ways. And I agree with him. Get Out, I loved it. It was so good. Us was, like, I don't regret watching it, but, I'm not going to watch it again. But this one, I'm going to tell everybody. Well, not everybody. Not like little kids. But I'm basically going to tell everybody they should watch this one.
You usually go tell little kids, say, hey, little kid.
I mean...
You want to watch a movie?
Yeah, kids at the park. I hand them lollipops.
Hey, little kid, like candy.
Yeah. Give them lollipops and puppies. And tell them to go watch horror movies. Because I'm a quality person. No.
Anyways.
Definitely go see it.
Anything else about, what's it called?
Nope.
Yeah, it's good. The soundtrack is good. Sound design is good.
Yes.
The movie is well photographed, is edited. It's Kaluuya is great. He's different. He's a very worrisome, nervous type of character, but he still gets the job done. Both as an actor and as a character, and it's good. It's good. It's I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if I would call horror or thriller.
I think this skews more towards thriller.
It's There's some moments that kind of horrifying. I see people in the
Yeah.
movies like jumping and like, nope.
Yeah, I know. Yes. And there's another good sign. Like, people were audibly saying, I could hear all over theater, not just me saying, nope, no.
Yeah.
Or variations on that theme.
And of course, for some people, the reaction is like laugh because it's like, you're gonna die. Oh, this is getting creepy. Anyways, it's either way, it's fun if you like the genre. If you like Jordan Peele, this very, very funny guy that turned out to be a very talented director, writer.
Talented,
on this complete different genre.
So unexpected, and I'm just so happy about it. Because, like, even his not so great movie is, like, way better than most films out there.
Yeah.
I would say. So, I support him, give him good box office results so that we get more from Jordan Peele. Because this is good stuff.
Yeah. One of the things about Nope, but not really about Nope, Black Phone is doing really well in the box office, and because it's bringing people. I know a friend that saw it probably 5 times. That is doing so well that is bringing people to the movies to watch horror movies, and Nope is expected to do really well because it's like. Capitalizing on that audiences that is going, so, hey, there's another one next week, and so they might get really good box office numbers, which they deserve.
Yeah, absolutely. So, should you go see Nope? Yep, you should. That's terrible.
Okay, Nope is everywhere. It's out everywhere in the U.S. and a few different countries. You can check with your programming, your theater owners.
Yes. In the meantime, Top Gun Maverick has surpassed both Avengers and The Last Jedi to make it into the top 10.
Yeah, it's number 9. Did I write it?
I didn't. Just that it's in the domestic box
I think
office.
It's number 8 or 9. Anyways, it keeps going up, and it is in record time because the movie was out not even 6 months and is growing, and this is lifetime box office accounts when the movie comes back, and anyways, and the movie is great. You should see it if you didn't. And there's talks about the third one, but there's not details, rumors, and anyways,
Regardless of whether another one comes, this film is so worth watching. It's really good. I have yet to talk to somebody who didn't like it. In fact, I think everyone I've talked to just full on loved it. A friend of mine.
It's foolproof. It's a good story. It doesn't preach to you, so it's not woke. It's a very American story, a very struggle of the hero, journey of the hero story. It's very, very I don't know if you say this like very, very round, like
well-rounded.
Yeah, well-rounded. Maybe that's the word. It's everything in the movie makes sense. There's not a moment to preach. There's not a moment, a gratuitous moment. It's like, oh, okay, you're gonna have this whole sequence because the directors wanted to teach us about whatever woke ideology you want. It tells the story from beginning to end. It tells beautifully. The movie is beautiful. The movie is action packed.
It's really emotional. It's not just like bang bang action. Like, it's emotional. There's like reason and purpose and heart behind everything that happens.
And it wins in both fronts. The nostalgia of people that saw the movie when they were kids, when they were young adults, and even the people that didn't see that then or never saw the first one, they still watch this one and will enjoy it and appreciate it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's better if you see Top Gun before you see this one, but I think you could come into it without and still have a great experience.
Yep.
Anyway. So clearly we just really love this movie, and it's great to see it getting this kind of success. And I hope that the industry takes note, because it's fantastic. All right, let's talk about some trailers.
Yeah, we
That was,
saw a couple
trailers and
trailers.
teasers.
There's some fresh trailers out of San Diego Comic Con. I'm gonna
Yep.
talk more about it. And there's obviously there's more trailers for other reasons too. But with the copy of Nope, Jordan Peele's Nope, it was on IMAX. So there was an IMAX trailer for the new Christopher Nolan Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Based on the real character with the same name. It's very short.
Yes, and as I think we've established, as trailers should be, just introduces the topic and moves on. What's his name? Cillian Murphy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is in the title role, and this is obviously
He
Oppenheimer.
worked with Nolan before on Inception.
Yes. And so this is Oppenheimer, like creator of the atomic bomb, and the atomic age, and all this stuff. And it starts with some interesting lines with him. And what really was interesting to me about this trailer was in the background, there's the sound of a steam engine, like a steam locomotive, like a train. I'm wondering if I misheard that, or if he's referencing like the way the steam engine changed the world. Maybe Oppenheimer's work changed the world. I don't know. I thought that was an
It
interesting
talks
choice.
about fire and talks about what was the god the person that received fire from the gods. Prometheus. Talk about that. It has those whole metaphor. And Nolan is another one. We're talking about directors. Nolan is one that you don't have to see a trailer. You don't have to read a synopsis. If you're old enough, just go, and your mind's gonna be educated, gonna be blown, it's gonna be. Anyways, he does it all.
Yeah, I have never been disappointed by a Nolan film, and in fact, I think he's at least 2 of his movies are in my top 10 or top 20. Like he's so Interstellar is still one of my absolute favorite movies of all time, but he's done so many good ones, so I'm really looking forward to this. I didn't catch a release date. Did you?
It's funny. It's funny because the movie has a timer.
Yeah.
It shows like how many days, how many hours for the world to change.
Yeah.
But it's I think it's August, but it's next year.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds right. Okay, so August 2023. Also in 2023, there's this great movie called, well, it looks great, Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves, and this is starring Chris Pine. And it's a Dungeons and Dragons movie. But it's not about, like, a group of people playing Dungeons and Dragons. It's, like, in the Dungeons and Dragons universe.
I'm glad it's not.
Wait, what?
I'm glad it's not about a bunch of people playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Because
that's Stranger Things. We've already done that.
narrative universe of Dungeons and Dragons has, like, the possibilities are limitless.
Yeah.
They actually tried twice to make movies about it. They did one big movie, Hollywood movie, it failed, and they did a small movie that I can almost say it was a TV movie, but they're trying again, and they still can try an adaptation of the animation, the Dungeons and Dragons animations. You know, the classic. I don't know if you saw when you were a kid. This bunch of kids go to a carnival, go to a theme park, and they go in this ride called Dungeons and Dragons. And once they're there, the cart falls into another dimension. So they go to another dimension where they met the dungeon master that gives them powerful weapons so they can survive in their hostile, crazy world. And it's like one has a invisibility cape, so not original from J.K. Rowling, way before she did that. There's one that gets a stick, and it's like it gets this from this big to an actual stick. She does acrobacy and fights. One gets a knight gear with swords and armor, and there's this guy named Hank, which it would be perfect if Chris Pine would do him, even though he's blonde. But he gets a bow, and the bow doesn't have a string. He pulls, and once he pulls, like,
so cool.
It's really cool. It's
like, man, that solves so many problems with bows.
It's fiery, and he pulls, and it's like that's the string, but also the arrow. It's like
Oh my
it
gosh.
throws, it's pretty cool. So they could adapt
That's good
that animation, because the plot of the show is like every episode they're trying to come back home.
Mm-hmm.
And every episode they get so close. There's moments that they see the portal, they see home,
Mm-hmm.
but they fail, or they have to choose to stay for some honorable reason. So yeah, Dungeons and Dragons, there's a lot, but they finally releasing this one that's called Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves.
Mm-hmm. And it looks really fun. I suspect from what we saw that you do not need a background in Dungeons and Dragons to enjoy this.
No.
It's just going to be a cool fantasy movie. But it looks like there's going to be tons of references and jokes. That already there's a sequence in the trailer basically mocking ruthlessly the role of the DM, and Chris Pine kind of has the dungeon master DM type role. So if you have no experience with it, that's fine. I think this is going to be a really fun fantasy movie. But if you do, I suspect there's going to be a lot of loving, maybe like Easter eggs and jokes and all that other stuff.
Yeah, and potential for many more. If this one is successful, I'm pretty sure they will make a franchise out of it.
I wouldn't be mad about that. So this is coming in March of 2023. Let's see. Oh, The Boys. We just had the finale, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But never fear, there's more coming.
Yeah, it got a second spin-off. It had the first one, the animation called Diabolical. And this one is called Gen V. A pun on Gen Z, and V, the compound V. This one is about college kids, Soup's college kids, and it was said by some of the people involved there's gonna be a little bit of Hunger Games involved. So yeah.
So more of the unbelievably messed up Soup's storyline stuff. Only now they're in college, so there's like hormones and all this other stuff going on.
Parties, and drugs, sex, and compound V. Yeah, coming soon to Amazon.
Also coming soon is the House of the Dragon series. So this is the Game of Thrones spin-off that's set a long time ago with the Targaryens and all this good stuff. And we have another trailer.
Yeah, the first trailer was good. This one gives more in-depth details about at least the main characters, what their motivations and what their obstacles, and is politics, as Game of Thrones was, is about heirs and the throne and who's gonna sit in the Iron Throne. And apparently they don't like women, so it's
your classic medieval Europe succession crisis.
Yeah.
Does it go to the king doesn't have a son, so does it go to his sister or does it go to his nephew?
Yeah, and but with dragons, with many more dragons than the other show,
and lots of white hair and all that other stuff.
Surprisingly, no naked people, at least not in the trailer. Yeah.
Don't worry.
But it's like HBO. Yeah. So
it's Game of Thrones. They'll find a way. Yeah, it looks fun. So like the main plot, like if you describe it simply enough, it's basically the same as Game of Thrones, but I'm really okay with that. This is the kind of thing that medieval European royalty was getting up to basically constantly. So it makes sense. It works for me anyway.
Yeah, coming soon to HBO and HBO Max.
And we also saw
actually, it's very soon. I think it's August, mid-August, end August.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you want to brush up and rewatch Game of Thrones, you better not have a life, and because there's a lot.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones, that is still to this date the most on-demand show on HBO.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for them. We also got like the tiniest bit of a teaser for a new Disney Plus series called National Treasure: Edge of History.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed. I don't know. It's Disney, and it's a girl, and it's not because it's a girl. She looks very young, so I think it's like National Treasure becomes. I don't know.
National Treasure Kids.
Yeah, I saw this in the 80s, and and 90s when like big movies, when they get shows, it gets like really, really bad. Like Highlander, the first movie was spectacular. The second one was questionable. The third one I thought it was really good too. And then they created a show with his cousin, nephew, something like that. And us
There can be
today-
only one unless we want to spin off, and then there could be a whole bunch.
No, they even had Christopher Lambert for the pilot.
Wow.
But it's TV is still inferior, especially when you go broadcast. And basic cable too. When you go premium, the things are different. So back in the day, it was even worse. So when they did that to RoboCop,
Yeah.
and this Disney show, it feels like, okay, it feels like it's gonna be a Disney show, like a traditional Disney show. It doesn't feel like it's gonna be cinematic or as good as the movies. So,
which is fine because with me, like, that's about what I would expect. Just because National Treasure was a great movie, perfect beginning, middle, end, done. That's the end of the story. The second one did not need to happen and was not very good. I thought it was like, it just felt like really contrived and unnecessary, and like studio execs were like, "Hey, this was a moneymaker. Let's do some more." And Nicolas Cage was like, "I don't say no to good work," and so he did it, and I could live without it.
And so maybe it's getting falling deeper now with the show, and it's like, and of course there's the recent problems with Disney shows. There is they start super slow, and then they have to and the show is over. So, and that's the problem. It's like Disney apparently they're not getting the edge of making short, because we see short series everywhere. AMC, HBO, Hulu, Apple, and there's no time to waste on anything that's not important for the story. It's beginning, middle, end. The story is all over. It's like it's not like a 6-hour movie, because that's rare, but you could basically watch the 6-hour show non-stop and not feel like it's like, why did they do this?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this one, because they want to make money, they want to make seasons and seasons of that. It's like, it's like, now let's go to the Declaration of Independence of Peru. Oh, now let's go to the Declaration.
I mean, it's entirely possible that we are just not the target audience.
I love National Treasure.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean they're going to make the show for people our age. This could be for like the tween audience that just like eats up Disney Channel stuff. So like the 8 to 12-year-olds
but again,
with like American History Adventures. I could see it being really good and fun for that age group.
And when you go down to that group and maybe tone down for those audiences, it feels like it's derivative. I mean, it's already derivative because
it's based on a movie.
But it feels like it gets derivative to Carmen Sandiego or there's a show.
Sure.
There's a show with What's a Bucket.
Is it derivative or is it inspired by?
Sure, yeah. They will say inspired, and they will call me toxic for calling derivative. Anyways, and there's other show with the tall brunette lady. I can't remember, but it's a Treasure Hunter or something like that. Anyways, when the show comes out, if we survive the first episode, we talk about it. But for now, we only have a teaser, and the name is National Treasure: The Edge of History.
Yes.
So, the edge of history? It's not history, so you're going to retell history. Anyways, we don't know.
In the meantime, Sony is still working on Madame Web and announced Adam Scott joining the cast.
He's a big cast. Adam Scott, Sidney Swinton,
Emma Roberts,
Dakota Johnson, Emma Roberts. And the movie got delayed. It was bumped 3 months, but it's still going. But even though it has all these talented people, Sony is doing a terrible job with villains.
It is. None of them have been that great.
It's now speaking like Class D, Class E villains. You have A, B, C. They did like scraping the bottom of the barrel. Madame Web. Really? And there's like El Pancho. Anyways, we'll see.
It's not a great
so
name.
far. By by past experience, they didn't prove their case for doing villains. So yeah, which reminds me, I saw a clip. I think it was a fan made, a rookie. No rookie, a fan made amateur. An amateur, I mean, it's not made by
not
the
professionals.
studios.
Right.
I mean, the guy is a professional. The guy that made it looks like extremely so good. It's better than some professional work. When I say amateur, I mean it's not done by a multi-billion-dollar corporation. So it's this scene where Andrew Garfield. I don't know if you saw Andrew Garfield on the latest Spider-Man, No Way Home. So he pops in New York, and he's like, "Oh, I hope it's my New York, my New York." He turns around and is like, "Yes, it's my New York. I'm home." And he's like, "Oh crap, I don't have a mask." So because he lost a mask in the movie.
Yeah.
And anyway, so he saw down the alley. There's Andrew Garfield dying, and I was like, I just want to be like special like you, talking to Gwen, but in this case it's Spider Gwen, and then he was like, what the? And then he goes talk to her, and it's like, Peter, how's that possible? It's like, and then he's explaining, I'm from another Earth, not this Earth. And then there's a very nice, interesting, smart twist. It's like, because Peter on that Earth died, the whole magic blue black, you brought him there because it thought he was the Peter for that Earth. So because one is dead, he replaced the one that is dead. Now you have Peter Parker and Spider Gwen, and it was just that. The scene was just that. It was super well done. Super. I think he definitely used deep fake technology for Andrew Garfield and used an actress of their own, and really good. It was like, wow, this is good. I wish this was true, because they could make that as a post-credit scene. There you go. You create a branch of the Spider-Man franchise.
Yeah, that would have been a great.
Yeah.
And really emotional too.
Yeah, because she
thing,
lost him like he lost his Gwen.
Yeah, and that still hurts. Just thinking about that scene.
That's too hard for you. That hurt since the 80s when Gwen died in the books.
Okay, well, I wasn't reading in the 80s, so
I wasn't too. I read when I was around.
Okay.
Because I think it's maybe 70s. Yeah, I mean, I say 80s because maybe that's when I got the book, but actually this happened, way before.
Either way, for me, I experienced it with Andrew Garfield, and it's a gut punch that just doesn't go away. Okay, so basically we're bummed about Sony, but there's so much potential there. Andrew Schultz has got involved with some drama with a streaming service over some jokes in a comedy special. Yeah.
I wanted to see that, and I put it there as a reminder to watch. But it's all over the news. So he had this special on Netflix, and Netflix kind of invite him politely, ask him to, you needed to cut this, some abortion jokes that would offend some people.
Yeah, I can't think of a non-offensive abortion joke.
And in this one, apparently would offend both sides of the discussion, which Gervais did some
spectacularly.
But
holy cow!
But I guess this guy doesn't have the the
cachet
of Ricky Gervais. So he said, "No, it's my show. I fought hard for it, and I don't want to cut because of this or that." So he spent all his life savings to buy the rights for the show back from Netflix, so he could release in its entirety somewhere else, and that's what he's doing. He's selling it.
So where is it?
You have to check. I don't know, probably locals.
Buy it from his website, or?
Oh yeah, definitely from his website. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure you can buy some other places too. But there's this conservative platform called Locals that is getting a lot of that stuff. Dinesh D'Souza that released
2000
Mules, among other movies, used that. And there's a free speech platform where he would not have to deal with. Oh, no, you can't do that. So no.
Yeah.
He paid his. And yeah, if you like comedy special, I can fully recommend because I didn't see it, but from what I heard, it's good, and keep some poor artists, hunger artists. What was it? What's
Starving artists.
Starving artists.
Yeah, that's the
alive.
saying.
Yeah, at least until he can recover, it's just life savings.
Yeah.
Anyways,
he'll be fine. Insidious 5 has a release date.
Yeah, Insidious 5.
Next summer.
Yes.
Okay. I don't remember 1 through 4.
I mean, we did this. It's not the type of movie you would see. I never even tried. Okay. There was. It actually kind of disappointed. There was this horror movie that was considered one of the most horrifying movies, and it was what's it called? Conjuring. And I never see it because you never wanted to see it until someone convinced us to watch, and I watched it. I was like, it's like okay, so.
But there's for me, it was terrifying, and I still get reminded of the more terrifying aspects of it when I'm up with a screaming child.
And it's a part of a big franchise, James Wan. It's like the Conjuring movies. I think there's 3 of them. It's all the couple. There's the Annabelle movies, and of course the Insidious movies, and the Nun movies. It's like this whole universe of horror that there's fans for it. They go watch it. Like I would, good. But I thought the first one was like, okay, yeah. I didn't care much.
Okay.
Even though I love the cast, I thought they did a terrific job. But it's like, yeah, okay.
Okay.
That's the reality element, because there's claims that are all true. They all happen to real people, somehow. And I guess if you like that, if you believe that, it might give you something to go watch that. But when I was a kid, I watched Blair Witch Project, and I was disappointed. It was a farce, and even besides that, there's the fact that it's like, okay, it's a cat. Yeah, dun dun. It's a lot of times just sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
Well, for me, it was truly horrifying, and I don't want to see any of the others because I'm still I'm gonna have issues tonight now. Because we've been talking about it. So anyway, that's coming out next summer. But totally huge subject change. Eddie Murphy's working on a new project.
Yeah, Candy Cane Lane, is that called? Mm-hmm. It's a holiday movie for the
Amazon.
Holiday. Yeah, for Amazon.
Mm-hmm. So that will be funny, I assume, and probably have a heartwarming wrap up.
Yeah, Eddie is good. It's too bad he's not doing as much as he used to, but again, he's getting old. What about getting old? There's a guy named Bruce Willis.
I've heard of him.
John McClane, and he fought the terrorists in the Nakatomi Plaza.
Yes.
And Bruce Willis had the chance this week to go back up to the Nakatomi Plaza, and
it's actually like what, a Fox building?
It's a Fox Plaza,
yeah,
in downtown LA. And his daughter made a video and posted, and it's
yeah. I think it's his wife actually.
What?
Who made the video?
You sure?
No.
I think it was. Anyways.
Anyway, whoever made the video,
maybe the wife made the video and the daughter posted.
Anyway, whoever made the video also put the Ode to Joy soundtrack over it.
Yeah, we've scenes from the movie.
But fun fact, the version of Ode to Joy that she used for the clip is from the Tabernacle Choir's recording of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So there you go. I was looking at why is the Tabernacle Choir here with Bruce Willis? I don't understand. Anyway. So yeah, a fun and meaningless little fact there. Peter Dinklage has joined the Hunger Games prequel cast.
Yes,
and he's playing a character who, if I recall correctly, is basically responsible for creating the Hunger Games or making them what they are. And he has some horrible, dark meaning to the whole franchise. So there's that. Disney Plus is getting its first rated R films.
Yeah, it's gonna be Deadpool 1 and 2 and Logan.
Logan was so good. Not one I'm eager to watch again, just because it's like really emotional. Like, it's not easy to watch. But such a good movie, and Deadpool is wildly hilarious.
Yeah, so just public service, if you have kids, make sure that your settings are on the system are proper, so they can hey, look, his Wolverine, they click and then they're gonna see
Yes,
or
it's
Deadpool,
Wolverine. It's a weird looking Spider-Man.
So, see things even worse.
Yes, both terrifically inappropriate for children. What's going on with Alan Grant?
He died.
What?
You said so happily.
I didn't. I did not use Sam Neill?
No, Alan Grant is not Sam Neill. Sam Neill is Sam Neill. What are you talking about?
I'm so confused.
There's a comic book artist named Alan Grant.
Oh.
He worked on Batwoman. He worked on I4. He works for DC and for Marvel.
Okay.
And this past couple of days, he passed away. So rest in peace. Our sentiments for the family. Don't get excited.
I wasn't excited. I was like, okay.
Yeah. So
that's why you
it's a great loss
before.
if you read comic books.
Yeah.
If you read Nightfall when Nightfall was released, like I did, among other things, you definitely would recognize the name of Alan Grant. He was one of the great ones.
The comic book world has been losing a lot of big names.
I mean,
recently,
the guys that started that big wave, are getting the age. They're getting old.
Well, speaking of comic books, there's a casting rumor about, I think it's just a rumor, about Zatanna. It looks like they're maybe thinking of looking at Dua Lipa.
Yeah, which I don't think is bad. I actually really like it.
The look is right.
Yeah. And it's like, I'm levitating, so she's magic already.
But can she do it backwards? Can she say it backwards?
Anyways, it's a rumors, but it's strong. I mean, there's also some wishes behind that, but she did meet with DC. So it might not be for that. But yeah.
Well, I really hope that we get to see Zatanna on the big screen or the small. Just have her show up somewhere. She just hasn't gotten really any attention on screen. And she's a cool character. So I'd like to see that. Anyway, so as mentioned before, San Diego Comic-Con is going on as we speak, which means floods of announcements and trailers and rumors and all this other stuff.
Yeah, and some cryptic messages from Zack Snyder on news.
Yeah, that's not news at all.
He posted something about directing a dark trilogy for beloved characters. See you on Hall H. So, and there's a lot of hype and rumors about Henry Cavill being back at the Hall H, and people expect and hope that is for bringing Superman back. He's long gone, and he shouldn't. And the new direction of Warner Brothers Discovery, DC, agreed that he's the big name, and he should be treated as such. And he could pop on Black Adam panel. Yeah. Because The Rock also teased and also wanted it to fight Superman as Black Adam.
Makes sense that he would want that.
And Snyder, Superman, all that. We'll see.
We will.
Next couple of days, we come talk to that about it next week.
Also in the DC world, Joaquin Phoenix is apparently getting a whopping $20 million for returning to the Joker role in the sequel Folie à Deux.
It's we just got the number, and it's a big number.
It is a big number.
Yeah.
Which is good, because this cannot be like a healthy place to go mentally, like to play that role.
Another one from Comic-Con, from San Diego Comic-Con, is Wheel of Time got early renewal for season 3. Season 2 is not even out, but they got a renewal.
This is an example of a show that by all accounts is not a great adaptation of the source material, but I really enjoyed season 1. So even though it has nothing to do apparently with Wheel of Time books, the show itself is pretty solid so far. So I look forward to more of it.
Another one, John Wick 4. Is that 4? 5?
Yes.
That's 4, right? There's 3. This would be the 4th
I
one.
think this is
The first image from John Wick 4 popped also at the con. It's apparently John by candles and looks like an author, and there's not a lot, but yeah.
But he's there.
Yes.
Surrounded by wicks.
Yeah.
Get it? All right. Anything else from San Diego?
Not that it comes to mind. Nothing. Yeah, worth mentioning.
Okay.
But Jennifer Lopez married Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
She married Batman.
In a quiet Las Vegas ceremony. Is anything quiet in Las Vegas?
Some places I even
Sounds like a
heard
bit of an
secretly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
they
by
didn't
quietly,
make a big deal about
it was just
it
them
at all.
two or something very small. Anyway, assistants and makeup people. Anyways,
which honestly seems very healthy for both of them, given they both had some troubled past. Like, to just do something for them that's not like a spectacle for the world.
Yeah. Anyways, it's it finally happened. So happy, joy, felicities, whatever you do wish for people. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. And good luck to them.
Yeah.
And last but not least, we've got some news from an ancient Roman shipwreck. So there's this really cool statue of Hercules at the National Archaeological Museum in Athens, and it's been missing a head for like 100 years. Well, more than 100 years, but anyway, the statue was recovered ages ago, but they haven't had the head. Well, finally, divers managed to get down, move these giant boulders that were on top of the wreck, and pull up a bunch of other artifacts, including Hercules' head.
Hey.
Yeah.
One quick one about Hercules. The Russo brothers, they are producing the live-action adaptation of Hercules, said that this one's going to be very different from the movie.
Okay.
Which makes you think that might suck more or suck less, because the movie was different than the actual... legends of Hercules, you know.
It's
Hera
true.
is a loving mother, and Zeus a loving
is a
father.
loving father. That's really the big one. Zeus is a family man. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
so. Yeah, and then they said they're gonna go even different. It's like, oh boy, we'll see.
Well, are they going from Greek mythology, or are they going different from the animation?
The way it sounded, it didn't sound like they're gonna be more accurate, but they would be less. They're gonna try to go for them because it's an adaptation of the animation. So they did Aladdin, they did Beauty and the Beast. So this one they're gonna go there and they're gonna change a little bit. It's like, I don't know if that's gonna be make it good or make it worse. So it's like, anyways.
Well, at the very least, it'll make a reboot worth watching. Because as much as I love Jon Favreau and as much as I respect him as a director, his Lion King adaptation was so completely unnecessary and not worth watching, because so much of it was just like shot for shot the same as the original, and there were like a couple tweaks, like 30 seconds.
Yeah, even when they change, it's like even though they changed it, didn't change enough. I think Guy Ritchie did a terrific job. Guy Ritchie made the genie found love and a family. Yes. And he's telling the story to them, because in the movies he's telling the story, but he's telling the story to who? I guess to us.
To us, yeah.
So he made some changes that was good.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about Jasmine singing the other song. I mean, at all, right? She never sings in the animation.
She sings duets. She doesn't have a solo.
Okay.
I loved what that song did for her character, but stylistically, the music was all wrong. It stuck out so weirdly, but it was really good for her character.
So yeah, there you go. So
Favreau did a great job with Jungle Book. Like, it was actually different. Like, he was, I don't know. I just feel like if we're gonna reboot something, like let's do something with it.
But it's not a reboot. The idea is to adapt into live action.
Yeah, but like, well, what's the point of that? Unless you're gonna do something like different, like, why do we need another one? Let's just watch the original one.
I guess it's a mentality that's like we don't have a live action. Also, it's like, hey, we're gonna.
Well, we don't need a live action.
We're gonna get all the
like beloved classics that have survived decades. Like Beauty and the Beast. This has been a wildly popular film since it came out. so many women in my generation really closely identify with Belle and still get crazy excited over the concept of a ladder in a library. Like, the animated movies were really good. We don't need live action just for the sake of live action. Like, make a different film. Do something with it that makes it worth existing. Otherwise, it's just wasting our time.
Well,
and our money.
People still pay to see, and that's why they make them.
Yes, and that's why I'm so cranky about it.
Anyways, I guess that's it for this week. We come back next week with Super Pets, Gray Man, so many other things.
Yeah.
Anyways, may the force be with you.
Live long and prosper.
Bye.
Bye.